Put your tinfoil hats on, because today we're going to be discussing the strange disappearance of NatureJabs and his invention Plastoline, which supposedly turns plastic waste into fuel. Did the government follow him? Were black helicopters circling his home? Were CIA agents following him around? Was he about to die? Let's take a deeper look into the disappearance of Julian Brown. I'm the Wiki Explorer, and I've got a special video for you today. Let's start out with the context. Julian Brown is a popular influencer on TikTok and Instagram. He's known as an innovator for creating his own home lab where he converts plastic waste into fuel. The armchair chemist over on r/chemistry state that the process of pyrolysis is very real and has been around since World War II, where the Germans used carbon waste to convert to fuel. This is the same process he's using, although he's creating a very low grade of fuel with this plastic waste. It's still very impressive that NatureJabs is able to do this in a home lab without any professional help. And this video is not a jab at NatureJab's intelligence, but an uncovering of the truth. Julian Brown hails from Atlanta, and he started this plastic to fuel contraption 5 years ago while he was still in high school. He has no formal education as a scientist or an engineer, but he does have a welding certification. Julian Brown founded the startup NatureJabs with his innovative Plastoline technology, starting with tiny experiments in his home lab, posting them on TikTok and Instagram, gaining a rapid amount of followers. A common joke in his social media community is that he'd disappear because the government loves gas and fuel and they would kidnap him. But what happens when this joke turns into a reality? The evidence. This is Julian Brown's X account, and we can see on his very first pinned comment, he's selling handmade all-natural bath and body deodorant. Let's move on. This is a video of his reactor.
Anyway, during this, because this was one of the most dangerous things I've ever done. And that says a lot, considering this, that.
So it looks like his content is pretty sensationalized, which is interesting. And if we look through, each of the posts he makes is just another angle of these pipes. So I'm wondering if this has something to do with his welding experience, the fact that he just keeps showing off these pipes. Here's an interesting video of him further promoting his Jab Aroma company where he gets mosquitoes to bite his mom.
A beautiful mother to the Illuminati, aka the mosquitoes, the Mosquito-nati.
So he refers to the Illuminati, talking about Mosquito Naughty, likely a nod at the fact that his comment section is full of conspiracy theorists talking about how he's gonna disappear. Here's another picture of his pipe, and here's another video of the same pipe. But here's what we're really after. The video on him talking about how he knows he's not gonna live very long.
I know that I'm not gonna live long. And that's why I put every day, every hour, every minute into building, into growing. Why am I out here working on this plastic in the fuel reactor I've been working on for 5 years, since I was 17? Why am I out here in 100-degree weather? Why am I out here despite being falsely accused and reported to the EPA and the IRS? Why am I out here despite weird black helicopters that turn off their radar transponder circling me 6 times at night?
Wow. That was a lot, and honestly, there's some crazy claims in here. To be honest with you, to me, this video feels very over-sensationalized, and it doesn't feel very professional like someone who actually created the generator would make. So this leads me to want to investigate into why Julian Brown might have disappeared. This leads me to my first theory: social clout. You can see that Mr. Brown's video has over 200,000 views, and that's quite a few on X. If we look through the comment section, we can see that tons and tons of people are commenting on his disappearance. Here's Righteous Rep, a verified account, tweeting, "There's been multiple guys over the years that popped up on this app, then got disappeared. That's why people were trying to warn you." Here's another verified account, JZZE. "Bro, they started slavery because we was thinking like this. Be careful when we praying for your success, endurance, and safety." And then 2 days later, "Man, they got him, bro. This can't be real. Another inventor missing because JD Rockefeller Petroleum lies ruling the world and they've been killing people to cover it up." Here's Crypto Hustler saying, "This the type of cause we really should be standing up for and protesting about. Get this man some security and funding. He might just change the world. Anybody know if he has a GoFundMe?" Julian's GoFundMe page has raised over $30,000, and an individual contributor, the wife of a Reddit co-founder, has personally donated $100,000 to Julian Brown. In most cases where innovators or individuals create something amazing, the route most people take to getting funding is going through a venture capitalist or some kind of angel investor. And a lot of angel investors would kill to get an opportunity at something like this if it was genuine or real. If we notice on Julian Brown's X account, all of his videos show pictures of the home labs, but we rarely see it actually in action. So is Julian Brown just a fraud? This is Julian Brown's aroma business where he sells natural products. It's rather strange that this welder, who doesn't have any formal education, is not only innovating at a level beyond the top level scientists who have billions of dollars of funding, but he also has his own sunscreen, bug repellent, and deodorant sale business. According to this website, Julian Brown's net income for the last month was around $150,000, with $20,000 coming from Instagram alone, $100,000 coming from YouTube, and $30,000 coming from TikTok. Between all three of these platforms, Julian is earning well over $1 million a year. So if Julian Brown has made $2 million in the past year alone, why is he begging strangers for money on GoFundMe? The natural conclusion you might draw from this is that Julian Brown likes money. And don't we all? We all need to live, we all need to eat, and we all have people to support. But how does Julian Brown disappearing come into all of this? Interest in Julian Brown's tinkering and his product Plastoline spiked last year, and it has noticeably leveled out over the past few months. Julian may be worried about his content dying and is trying to gain some semblance of relevancy and get news articles and interest in his channel hyped up again. So therefore, he disappears after saying that the government is after him, hoping that this graph right here goes up. Theory number 2, schizophrenia. It's no secret that stress and innovation, and especially social media use, can trigger some severe mental health issues. Schizophrenia is a very serious mental health issue, and it causes people to have hallucinations, delusions, disorganized thinking and behavior. Hallucinations often involve thinking that people are out to get you, often the government or spies.
Why am I out here despite being falsely accused and reported to the EPA and the IRS? Why am I out here despite weird black helicopters that turn off their radar transponder circling me 6 times at night?
So clearly this is a classic sign of schizophrenia, believing that people are watching you, believing that helicopters are coming after you. But does Julian Brown actually have schizophrenia? It's hard to tell without the diagnosis of a mental health professional. The third theory, bro actually got kidnapped. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I think that this one is pretty much guaranteed to not be true. Julian Brown's mother basically came out and said that her son was safe, but there's something going on with him privately that she didn't want to reveal. In his final post on July 9th, he shared a video with the caption, "Something is happening. Keep me in your prayers, please. Screen record this. I don't know." In the video, he appears visibly shaken, saying, "I'm certainly under attack. I can't go into so much detail. Keep your eyes open." In an earlier post he made on Instagram, he says, "A secret helicopter circled him in the middle of nowhere, and it gets even scarier. Pray for me, please." These cryptic posts left many of his followers concerned, speculating that Brown may be endangered due to the nature of his innovation. Knowing that his mother provided an official update that he's safe makes me think that the social media clout option is probably less likely. Also, the fact that he may have gotten captured by a CIA officer or FBI like he was claiming is probably unlikely. Unfortunately, I think the most likely circumstance is that Julian Brown has schizophrenia and had a schizophrenic attack. All the comments underneath his social media posts warning him about government officials or people trying to kidnap him for his innovation certainly didn't help the situation. It's not uncommon for people to have latent schizophrenia that's activated by one acute stress. And all the pressure put upon him by social media makes me think that schizophrenia is the most likely cause. And an intelligent person posting multiple times about getting kidnapped online or helicopters following them around with radio transponders is not a normal behavior. Please give Julian Brown the space he needs and make sure to stay respectful on his social media platforms. Thanks for watching this episode on the disappearance of NatureJabs, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.